Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Every Degree Matters. I'm your host, Saffran Minhar. Hope you guys had a great week. Last week we couldn't do a podcast. We had some technical issues. A lot of things have happened. Iran war has been going for almost 4 weeks now, and we are also seeing a lot of crackdown in the Trump administration. We saw Joe Kent resign last week. We are also seeing that maybe Tulsi Gabbard will probably follow to resign. A lot of division between MEGA, or I would say the conservative movement, also with the podcast and all the other companies, all the other individuals who were supporting President Trump, and even Joe Rogan was like, I don't know what's happening with this whole mega thing. And he said that it was funny. America is always great, and what's that make America great again? Like, maybe we can say make America great. So let's talk all those things what has happened. Let's get into the show.
And you wanna write it down? Would it kill you just to listen? And you wanna sell it out with the words out of your position. Hold on. And you wanna see the break of dawn. Brush your hair back from your face. You won't see me when
Thank you so much for joining Every Degree Matters. I'm your host, Saffran Minhar. Today, first we'll talk about the big resignation that happened last week. Joe Kent, who was the U.S. Counterterrorism Chief, he said that he cannot morally support this war in Iran. He said that Israel dragged us into this war, and Iran was not an imminent threat for United States. And President decided that he wanted to go and attack. That's what he said basically. And he also said that Israel lobbyists helped them come and what do you call convince the president to go for the war with Iran. So that's one thing that we heard from him. So yeah, that's what one thing we heard, that the U.S. president and then also Israeli prime minister was always talking, and they were trying to convince him to go to this war with Iran, which could have avoided. And he also said that that's the funny thing. He said that he was not allowed to investigate more about Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's weird, and or any involvement with foreign intelligence, foreign countries. So, which is crazy that he says that. And I always thought that Charlie's murder had some relations to foreign interference, because he was going against many countries, especially giving funding for Ukraine or for Israel. So you never know what happened. So it's a big speculation. I don't believe that it was whole transgender bullshit that led him to Tyler Robinson to pull the trigger, and I don't think he was acting in alone. In my opinion, maybe, what, I might be wrong, so I don't know. And that's what I feel like, so I just wanted to put that out there. So we also saw if he has been Joe Kent is also under an FBI investigation for possibly leaking classified information. So that possible could be Tucker Carlson, because they were involved with they are good friends even before he got into the White House as the U.S. Counterterrorist chief. So he had a big program with Tucker. He went on Tucker Carlson's show. He talked about all those things. Why he was he still supports. He still wants president to find an off ramp, which is now president is struggling Trump, because it's just been crazy. I don't know how they can go with an off ramp. And they are also we'll talk about Iran later on. So we also saw Malaysia, yeah, because of this whole war with Iran, has cancelled United States tariff deal in March, saying that the main reason is that the Supreme Court also, ruled out that this tariff in America cannot be going. I mean, the president doesn't have the authority to increase the tariff or change the tariff. Only the Congress has, specifically according to the Constitution that was written in the U.S., which says that only the Congress has the power to to change or to whatever the amendments to the tariff that was there. And then at the same time, US got replaced with 10% tariffs from Malaysia, from all the countries. So Malaysia lost a special advantage it negotiated before. And basically the deal is no longer gave Malaysia any benefits, so they cancelled it basically. So why it is important? Because that's the first country that said that Trump, Malaysia is the first country to exit the global strategy, and others may follow. And that will also weaken the U.S. economy and trade strategy. I mean, President's Trump administration has vowed to reappeal. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but they're going to do it. And there's also going to be a big global trade impact if this tariff war comes to an end, because the other countries are going to be like, okay, so we got bullied by you, so now you can't do anything, so we can do whatever we want. So basically, so that's going to really hit harder in the US, I would say. I also looked at this chart recently that I was listening to another podcast, and I came across this chart where it says that today there are around 500,000 people in the US who are doing two full-time jobs, which is crazy according to the statistics. And which I don't know. That's just, I mean, the world largest economy, the most powerful economy in the world, and you see a lot of people doing two jobs, more than 500,000 people. So that talks a lot of how much of what do you call expenses have increased. I mean, gas was $4 in where I live now; it's $8, almost 750. So it's just crazy how everything has doubled, and this impact of the war, which we'll be talking later on. So yeah, you see the tariff problem has just really now come to the top scale, and President Trump is also battling that. And then again, you have a war going on, and then the Senate just went on Congress went for 2 days, 2 weeks vacation, I think, to recess. So they are also not funding the DHS. The what do you call? They had the Senate passed it and then gave it to Johnson. Johnson said he's not going to sign it. So then it's going to go back to the House and debate it, and then it's just going to be back and forth. And we had TSA agents, tumbling to make money, and then there's lines and lines on all the airports, and they are also planning to involve ICE. They have already started putting ICE officers in the what do you call airports to help to assist and help with the TSA agents. So that's happening, and I feel bad for all the TSA agents. We also had Mark Wayne Mullen, who got elected as the DHS secretary, confirmed by the nominated and confirmed by the Senate and the Senate. So he's in charge for a week now. I mean, almost it's been a week, and it's just crazy how he doesn't have money to do a lot of things, especially with the TSA funding. And then, I mean, it's so sad because a country like this struggling to pay its own people, especially the federal workers. So unbelievable and so pathetic, I would say. And if this Congress people cannot find a day, and they go on a vacation for 2 weeks, maybe they should stop. They should stop getting paid, I would say. And if they don't pass any bill, like they should not get paid for like a month. Like whichever the sector that's been impacted, they should never get the money. Like if they are, like, for example, the TSA agents are going for 1 month without a salary, right? So I think all the Senate and Congress should never get a salary. Like that's it. If you don't approve any of budget for any of these people, and look at TSA, or like maybe the budget for border patrol, like if they don't get all the money, then just don't pay them as well, which will be crazy. And we also saw Elon trying to step in. It's good just to Elon to say, okay, I will help fund all these people. But I don't know where did that go, that whole conversation. So with that, let's get to the war. We are in March Madness war. I mean, Iran and US is still. This is the fourth week the war has been going, and we are seeing a lot of disasters has happened. United States have got really impacted. And then Iran has got a lot of lost as well. And we are also looking at seeing that there are negotiations going on right now within US and with US, Iran, and and Israel in Pakistan. So they want to have JD Vance to go there. So I don't know what's going to happen. And Trump has posted the bombing of the power plant for 5 more days. He said it on his Truth Social post. So that's something that we need to watch out to. And then we also saw Iran increasingly attack Gulf countries. The war got really spread to what do you call um, uh, more countries. I would say more of what do you call other regions as well. So now Iran has also ballistic missile that can go all the way to Diego Garcia. That's a big base they have in Indian Ocean. The UK and US based what do you call uh, mm, uh, based in legal base between United States and US. So the war has now more escalated, and Israel has killed a lot of top Iranian commanders, including naval chief, reported in last week. We also saw the U.S. Proposed a 15-point ceasefire plan, and then Iran rejected it. Like one side, he said, "Nope, we're not going to do that," and then Iran wants reparation, end of attacks, and control and security over Strait of Hormuz. Basically, we just gave them Strait of Hormuz now. So what's happening in Pakistan and Turkey? No direct meetings, no agreements yet, but war is still going on. Casualties are almost 2,500 plus across the region. Oil and shipping crises are like continuing like crazy. US is also considering, we are also trying to considering further escalation. Trump is also facing criticism of oil prices going up. We are also seeing President Trump has been pressured to end this war, but I don't know what's this going to happen, where he's going to end it, because now he's like half baked. Where can he find an off ramp? I don't know, because initially he thought this would be Venezuela. He could go inside and take down the leader and everything, and the regime will collapse. So someone will change within the regime. One never. I mean, sometimes you say nothing happened. Sometimes you feel like there's this saying that you get overconfident, right, for yourself. You say, okay, I did the 12-day war, I did Venezuela, okay, I can do this. And that overconfident really backfired for President Trump and United States, saying that, oops, we shouldn't be always. I mean, it depends to individual as well, right? Sometimes people say you shouldn't be too much confident of what you're going to do. I think we were too much confident that we will be able to take down the regime quickly and easily, but unfortunately that didn't happen, because you all have to understand that Iran has been preparing for this for 47 years. It's not just like 1 year, 2 years, or 10 years. So they know what they're doing. And it was a big backlash for United States, and Trump is trying to find this off ramp, and there is no off ramp, I believe. So I think now at this point it'll be all in. Just go and make it another Iraq. There nothing else, unless Trump is like, okay, we failed. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's kind of a person that who will do that. So now he has also put JD Vance presidency in turmoil and question mark, and people say even Marco Rubio's. So we don't know what's going to happen. Marco Rubio had a meeting with the G7 leaders, saying that the war will be over in within 2 weeks or in weeks. So I don't know what weeks we'll encounter, but they might starting to lose the Senate as well if this goes, if this continues to more days or more than 6 months before the election. So that's going to be crazy. And in the midst of everything, you know what, guys? What happened? Russia is making money. Wait, what? So, wait, what? So, we are now trying to help Russia to fight Ukraine? This is the ridiculous thing I have ever seen. So, Russia's oil and gas just skyrocketed. Every country is buying it from them. And it's been because the price has been, they're selling it for $100, and Russia is estimately earning 760 million dollars a day from all this oil sale. So it's almost a billion, close to $1 billion. And not doing anything, and we're just handing over money to Russia. Russia already made like 20-30 billion dollars in this war, and we lost $2 to $3 billion a day, which will encounter $90 billion. We lost, and Russia made a lot of money, and Ukraine is never going to win in this war. That's just going to be ridiculously crazy. It's funny. We gave money to Ukraine, and now we are giving money to Russia. What do we want to do? So it's just, I don't know how much this is going to affect. I mean, there's going to be a big impact. I think I know there's going to be a huge impact in Ukraine, and Russia is going to get stronger because when you have money and a lot of sanctions have been lifted from for Russia. So, and every country, even Sri Lanka, is trying to buy oil from Russia. So, which is going to be a good economic positivity for Russia. And I don't know. Sometimes in war they say some people lose, some people always win. So maybe Russia is winning in this war indirectly that we started in Iran. So China is also making money. China and India are the first people that to buy Russian oil, and this is going to increase dramatically. And imagine if people can get reliable oil from Russia, why would they go and get Iran's oil? So they are also collapsing the Iranians' economy. And well, let's see how much further this will go on. But it's just that Trump has to find an off ramp. What is that off ramp? I don't know, but the off ramp could be just declare victory and leave. I don't know if that's going to happen because now he's losing support even within the conservative movement. He's also losing the support that they might not even get elected for the midterms, the Senate. They might lose the control over the Senate. And mind you that in the local district in Florida, the local county where Mar-a-Lago is also part of the county, they lost. A Republican lost and a Democrat won, which is just like, whoa. That's the last how much these things are changing. And we all have to understand that if nothing happens, we are going to get back a Kamala 2.0 presidency, which is crazy. So I hope things change. I hope I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a big disaster for Republicans in this coming midterms, November 3rd, which will change course in a lot of directions. And on the other hand, the Democrats even don't have a leader. And I always keep on telling, I think James Tallarico, if he wins the Senate, I think he will be a leader. I think he could be the next presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, because what I believe, I see a resemblance of Clinton. I see a resemblance of Obama on him, how he talks, because Clinton came from such a rural county in, I think in New Hampshire. So let me see where he was born. So Bill Clinton. He was from originally he was born in Nebraska, right? Tuck, 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 tuck. Where is he from? Arkansas. So he was born in Arkansas. So where that in Arkansas, which county? Let me see. I was having a conversation. County of origin. So the Hope County in Arkansas. So it's a similar situation where Arkansas is always a Republican state, and where what do you call uh, what do you call we are now so yeah, Arkansas was where I think it's is it the red or blue? So Arkansas, I think, is a red state. So see, so Hope County in Arkansas, that's where Bill Clinton won, and he became the governor, and then he became the president. So I feel the same resemblance of story in James Tallarico, where he was born in Texas. I think let me check which county was he born in. James Tallarico. So he was county. So So James Tallarico was born in which county is it? Travis County from Texas. So he was born in Travis County in Texas, but let's see, born in which county? Okay, so he was born in Williamson County in Texas, which is part of Red Rock, Round Rock City in Texas. So look, that's the similar things I see in him. So maybe he could be the presidential nominee if he wins the Senate. It's going to be changing, and I think he's going to be a young, energetic leader. And if he picks a good, I mean, I don't know if he picks like someone like Pete to run as the vice president, it will be a good combination to win. The Democratic Party might have a big shot. But at this point, where the Republicans are going, I don't think nobody's going to win. In 2028, midterms are going to go for the Democrats, I think, because they were the pro peace ticket when they ran on, and now it's like pro war ticket. And I don't know what's this all going to happen. So I hope so. It all changes. I hope so. Yeah, continuing where I said that it could be much better where if he becomes the nominee, and I feel complete resemblance of Bill Clinton. Yeah, you guys know, right? What happened? Bill Clinton was able to balance the budget for the first time in the U.S. history. So I think this could be something I'm looking forward to, where it will be a big change in uh, in I don't know, the nominees with the the Democratic Party. So let's see. And I don't think they have any chance of winning, the Republicans. We also saw a Spanish final. I think no, Spanish. A woman in a Spanish woman dies by legal enthusiasm. What is that? So where a 25-year-old woman named Noelia Castillo died in Barcelona, Spain, after a long legal battle to access euthanize. What is it? Euthanizing. What the heck is that word? This is what happens when you cannot pronounce the word. Let's hear this out. Okay, how do I pronounce it? So okay, so it's euthanasia. So that's JJ's first time she won a legal battle, and she took herself with euthanasia life, where someone is willingly taking their life in a advised manner. So I don't know, guys. It's just the whole world I've been seeing. I mean, I've always been having this conversation with a lot of people saying that where this whole world is headed. I mean, a big problem what I see is social media. Social media has really impacted a lot of people's life, and I think we have to have some ban on social media, maybe for 16-year-old and under. I mean, like Australia and France, they are going to implement it. France is going to start in September this year. Australia already started it. So I think those are the things which will be much better to do, because we have a broken society. People are scared to get married. People are scared to have children. I mean, one is the economic impact. The other one is also the social norms have changed. People want to be more independent. People don't want to be a burden to other people. People don't want to be taking responsibilities. And it's just sad to see how we have evolved as human beings, and we are also seeing a big decline in population, and that decline could have a huge impact. And on the other side, we are also seeing we are having AI robots coming into play. We saw the first lady today, and she said we're gonna big Optimus robot walked with her, and then she said we might put them to teach kids. I mean, it's not far from reality happening. So which is going to be interesting to see. And I don't know where this. I mean, I feel like it's just going to be this might be the end and the beginning of the end of human civilization, and we might lose. I'm afraid that we might lose of being human which is also triggers me a lot when we think about all those things. But I also have hope in humanity that we will come through all this, and I hope we can ban certain things that will I would say that will I don't know, like, not let us being human again, something like that. So which maybe, yeah, I think so. So that's something that we can look forward to. So I hope there will be change. So anyways, guys, thanks for joining Every Degree Matters. I'm your host Saffran Minhar again, and looking forward to seeing you all, talking you all next week. Hope we have a planet. Hope everything comes to an end. Hope we achieve peace in the Middle East. So with that, thanks for joining, and hope you have a nice weekend.